Cool. So tonight, what we're talking about is charting our creative course, the essential to photography adventure planning. And my favorite thing besides going on my adventures is planning them. I absolutely love it. I love coming up with ideas and then getting down in the nitty gritty and figuring out where besides where I want to go, but when I want to go, wondering what is it fall? Is it spring with waterfalls? Is it the ocean? All those things. And so I just absolutely love it. But what I have figured out in all my adventures is if I don't plan, I really struggle. And so planning just makes everything so much nicer, and also I'm more likely to remember what I want to do and what I want to see and where I want to go. And by taking time beforehand, and believe me, I've done it without it, and then it truly was a struggle. So here's a few pictures I want to share with you. These guys were up in just outside of Anchorage in November. And I'll tell you, um, without planning, I would never have seen these guys. So these are kind of what I'm going to show you now is without planning, I wouldn't have got to capture these. Here is a lighthouse down in Oregon, Coquille, I think is how you say it, something like that. Without planning, would never have known that sun was going to set right behind the lighthouse when I was down there. Here is Crater Lake, and knowing without planning, wouldn't know when the sun came up, what time I had to leave my cabin, um, to drive all the way up through the snow to get up there to be ready for the sun to come up. And I almost missed it, even with my planning. This is the pink moon, I believe it's the pink full moon. Again, without planning, would never have seen it and wouldn't know which direction to look at. One of the biggest planning, Amy was talking about the Milky Way, is when the Milky Way comes out the top of Mount Rainier. You can go up to Mount Rainier, during all the Milky Way season, and it'll be around, but there's only one time a year that it looks like it's coming straight out of the top. So again, no planning, would never have got the opportunity to take this photograph. So every great photograph starts with a decision to venture out. And we want to show the world, at least what I like to do is to show the world through my eyes to other people and bring joy to other people by sharing what I see. And it isn't always about our flawless compositions or getting it technically perfect. There's times that doesn't happen, but it's more about being creative, pushing our boundaries, learning something new, maybe all of a sudden going, wait, I know I just didn't do that quite right, but now I want to learn more about that. So when you get home, you focus and you work more and learn about maybe a new skill for you. So don't worry about perfectionism. Just start capturing moments. Even if you are still on auto, don't worry about it. Just take those photos and we'll slowly get you out of that. And so you can really control your light and everything when you create your images. So we're going to talk about gear, tracking weather and moon and light, and about documenting our creative processes too. Because how often have you done something and then go, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I did. What filter did I use? Did I use a filter? Thankfully, when you go back and look, you can usually see your ISO and your aperture and your shutter speed. Just in Lightroom or whatever, but everything else, I don't know how many times I'm like, did I use a shutter or a filter that day or did I not? So being able to remember what you did and maybe want to repeat that, documenting what we're doing is great. And then reflecting. how did it go? What did you like? What did you hate? What will you never do again? Will you bring a buddy the next time? Yeah, just all these references will have that we can go back to, or maybe you know, taking those skills and those ideas and everything for your next new place you've never been before. But it's to give you confidence that you can do it. So this is me. My motto is to live life with strength, love, and adventure. Right there on my on my arm. And I live in just off the coast of Ballard in a boat with my amazing husband. And born and raised in Shoreline, so I've been in Western Washington my entire life, and I don't ever want to move away. But I do want to see the entire world because I think it's pretty amazing out there. Super active with hiking and backpacking, and we love going overseas every opportunity we can, and then documenting that. That's often what drives where we go is where do I want to take pictures, and then we go and make that happen. So first is gear. Raise your hand if you ever got to the field and you realized your camera didn't have its memory card. You know, have
Or
you ever what, Diane?
I got someplace like an hour away and didn't have batteries.
Batteries, I've done
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So having a good gear checklist is wonderful. The other big tip I have too is try to keep all your gear in one place. So you don't have to, thankfully, you know, I'm on the boat. I don't have too many places to hide my gear, but you know, I don't want my tripod in this area and then my telephoto lens in this area. And so I'm just running around trying to gather it all. I try to keep it all in one place. Um, but with our camera bodies, you guys all, most of you shared what type of camera you have. And it really doesn't matter. Even your cell phone is fine. Of course, you can't control everything as much as having a DSLR or a mirrorless, but we've met this wonderful lady, and she's come on a workshop with me and a photo walk too, and she just photographs with her cell phone, and she makes beautiful images, and she loves it. Brings her so much joy. Lenses, we got the wide angle, the telephotos, you got macros. I'm assuming, Heidi, you with doing flowers, you have a macro in there. I do not own a macro because I didn't even know macros existed a couple of years ago because I take, you know, pictures of flowers, but I didn't realize a specialty lens actually helps you take better flowers. Super telephoto for wildlife, and that is usually a must because you just do not get close enough. Tripods. To me, a tripod is a huge priority and a must. There's a lot of people that they feel that tripods slow them down, or uh, they get stuck in one place because they set up their tripod, and I hope that that's not you. Tripods have their place. They don't always, you know, you don't always need to be using them if the lighting is great and you're not trying to do a slow shutter speed or anything. um, but tripods can make a huge difference if you want to focus stack or do HDR, long exposures. They're really quite good. Your ball head or gimbal head for your tripod. I just started looking at some gimbal heads because people have been talking about them, and they look really interesting. Not ready to spend money on that yet, but that I can see why people use those. A remote shutter release or your 2 to 5 second um, delay on your camera are awesome because the more you can take a photo without your finger on the shutter release, more likely your photo will turn out crisp and clear. Filters. Uh, I love filters, and they to me they help me be able to get what I want in the field. And many people don't use filters, and that's totally fine. They just, rely on Lightroom or Photoshop to help them out and to change things up. But and the other thing, our digital cameras are really getting quite amazing with our dynamic range. So the whites and the darks, they're doing really, really well being able to capture those. But I still love my neutral density filters. So now I can go out and shoot the ocean and make it ghostly white in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't have to wait for overcast or anything, because once you put a filter on there, you're controlling that light. And same with waterfalls. You get to a waterfall and the sun is, bright hot out there, and normally you would get there and you go, there's no shot. I can't. Well, you could do a fast shutter and show the power of the waterfall, but you couldn't slow down a shutter and make it all silky and smooth. So throwing on a neutral density filter or two can stop all that light down for you, so you can make that image that you had in your mind when you went out to that location. I won't bore you with all this stuff, but lens cleaning kits, rain covers are great. Extra batteries, always have a bunch of extra batteries. Good high-speed memory cards, especially if you're doing fast exposure or multiple exposures, like you're shooting birds or things. Have really fast so that your camera will write onto those memory cards really quickly. Portable battery pack if you're going to be out there for a long, long time. Feel free to bring that, and whatever organization you need. If you're doing night photography, you definitely need a headlamp with the red mode. That is super helpful. So here we're going to start doing some of our planning. So actually I should have done the other ones first, but we'll go with this. So our weather apps. Do y'all have, see if I can pull up so here's just a few. Sorry if it's too bright, trying to figure out how to cut that light down. All my different weather apps, and there's more. And those are fantastic. The Weather Bug, Weather Underground, Clear Outside, these are all for checking our forecast to come up. A lot of them you can check, is there going to be cloud? Let's say you want misty, foggy, awesome, moody type photos. There's actually apps that you can go on and look for. Let me pull it up. I thought I had it written down there. It's called Clear Outside. Do I have it written there? Oh, I do have it written on there. It's called Clear Outside. And I know it's hard to see, but you can see the layers of the clouds, the up, high, middle, low, and then it tells you then how much clouds there are. How, is it foggy on the bottom, or are there just high clouds? And so you can see what you'd like to do. The sunrise sunset apps are fabulous if that is what your adventure is all about, capturing that sunrise at Cary Park in the morning. You got to know what time the sunrise comes up. And those will also show you blue hour before the sun even comes up, which is, if you've never shot blue hour before, I highly recommend it. It's absolutely stunning, the images you can get. Let's see, moon apps. Moon apps are wonderful. There's a couple moon phase calendars, Sky Safari, and a lot of these you can do on your computer also. They're not all apps. Some are just websites you can use. And one thing to remember is you hear that, oh, there's a half moon or 3/4 of a moon. It's like, well, I can't do night photography. There's going to be 3/4 of a moon out. It's going to be too bright. I'm not going to be able to see the Milky Way. But the other point with the moon is to look at moonrise and moonset because I can be out in the field and it's a 3/4 moon, but that moon doesn't rise till 2 a.m. and then it's up most of the day, right? So make sure you check those two things, not just what phase it's in, but what time it rises and what time it sets. And that's really important. The Aurora apps, it now with our peak Aurora, our 11-year peak Aurora thing going on right now, it's just amazing that we're seeing auroras down here in Seattle um and even and way further south when we have those amazing auroras and like Amy going getting to lead some aurora outings up in Fairbanks, and we've got to go to Fairbanks a couple times. It's just beautiful. We just saw the aurora in Anchorage. So anytime you can go north, um, go for it. If you get that opportunity, I highly recommend because the aurora is just so fascinating to see. And if you can make it to Europe, the best auroras I've ever seen were in Norway. So just and right now it's just it makes me so giddy because I love the aurora and how I don't know if you guys know, but we're in this basically 11-year peak and we just hit the peak and we're coming down, but it doesn't mean that the aurora is really slowing down. It
Well,
just means
we've actually been on the downslope for a year, and the best auroras are during the downslope, not at the peak.
oh, interesting. Oh,
Yeah,
I did because with the May and October last year.
it was already on the downslope. But
Okay,
I
that's
will
not what I
say,
read, but that's good.
no, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation. But like, I will say for the weather apps, I don't know why people don't use it. Astropheric is a really good one. It'll tell you the moon phases, smoke, smog, uh, the you can set it to light pollution. You can set it to clouds. I like looking at like you can see more on the website, but there is an app and I might actually pay for it for the additional stuff, but I
Hmm.
actually prefer that one over everything else when I travel is Astropheric. And then the other one, I don't know if it's on
Okay.
here, Windy. I don't know if you ever use Windy.
We use Windy for sailing all the time.
Yeah.
But I haven't added it into my when I'm out doing adventures. So
Yeah,
um
definitely. I'm a big fan. I have a friend who travels around the world and goes to see all the lunar eclipse or sorry, the solar eclipses, and he swears by Astropheric too. So
okay. Thank you
yeah,
for that. I'd
it's
have
really
never seen that one before.
yeah.
So
When we were getting the wildfires here,
hmm.
when we were looking at it, it tells you the smoke. So you're like, oh, are you gonna be smoked out?
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
yeah, you
That's
might have to pay extra for the more accurate or longer forecast, but it's very good and it's very accurate. That's what I
okay.
like about that.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. Appreciate that. Then just our good old travel apps, because we're gonna need to know how far away, because how long is it gonna take you to get there? And, are there closed roads that you didn't know were closed? So using just good old Google Maps, Waze, Gas Buddy is awesome if you can, if you take time to shop where you're gonna get your gas if you want to save a few pennies. All Trails is for if you're doing hiking and to find out if a trail is open or maybe closed right now. And there's if you're in Washington, the Washington Hiker Group, oh my goodness, what is it called? I just went blank. Anyway, and then but the other thing is if you're in the state, we use WASDOT. Or if you're out of state, then use whatever your state's Department of Transportation apps are. And those are just invaluable for not getting out there. And remember that sometimes Google is wrong. And I've been on some back roads and going, oh, look, it goes all the way around. And then I keep going and then I hit, yeah, the road's gone, absolutely gone. So be sure to check on where you actually want to go and make sure they're legit roads.
Yeah, I was gonna say check multiple, check 2 or 3 sources.
Yes, yes,
Same with weather
exactly.
too. Same with weather.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. I even there's, AccuWeather and everything. And my girlfriend and I years ago we were on a big trip and we kept using AccuWeather and we just called it not so AccuWeather because it was wrong every single day. It was completely wrong. So, all right. So moving on to more about what we're going to photograph, what you want to find, and then setting things up. I'll come back to photo pills in a second. But I want to talk about Photo Hound and Location Scout. And these are just two fun things. And if I can do this without messing up too bad. Um, I'm going to go to PhotoHound first. So PhotoHound is this great thing, and I believe you can pay for a whole lot more or anything. Um, Anybody have a trip coming up anytime soon, or a place you're interested in that you love or never been to before? No? Okay. I'm gonna put Lincoln, if I can spell it. Lincoln City, Oregon. We're heading down there next month. And we're gonna click. And this is an interactive. You can even get involved with this. Oh, of course, no results found. Um,
Okay, I
let's
got one.
Okay.
If you want, do you want a specific place
Well, just
or
a city or
oh,
or
this? My husband just told me today we're going to the Steens Mountain this summer.
I love Steens
Oh, is
Mountain.
that where you were when I met you?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, not
Yeah,
that trip.
you were coming from Crater Lake or something, right?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
spelled Steens wrong. I'm gonna go to the map because I'm failing at this right now because where'd the map go? Map. And I know what you're talking about. So it is out in Oregon. Um, where's my control? And it's absolutely breathtaking. If you're all the way out there, I recommend you go to Leslie Gulch while you're at it. And Joseph Enterprise. Well, okay. So this is the free version. So there isn't a lot out here. And Steen's there's Legrand. Sorry.
What are you using right now?
This is called Photo Hound. Can you see it?
No.
No.
You can't. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
What is
babe.
the name of that gulch again?
They can't see. I'm trying to share my photo hound, my tabs, and it's not showing. Sorry. Would you ask?
What was the gulch again?
Leslie Gulch.
I had that same problem recently with the Zoom, and I went like the whole Zoom, and they didn't tell me that the
Yeah,
screen
click share
changed.
on the
Sure.
bottom,
Hold on, guys. I got my tech guy.
and then hold the control key down. And which one are you? This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold the control and click that. Well, now hold the control key and click the other one too. Oh, you can only do one at a time. Okay,
Oh, weird.
fine. Well,
Okay.
now you know how to switch it.
Oh, sure. Okay. Now, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
now,
see a map with dots on it?
Yep.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So sorry about that. Thanks, babe. Um, yeah, so I think the Steen Mountains are Leslie Gulch is what it's called. That I highly recommend. Sorry, I'm having trouble. But anyway, it's not showing it. But let's just click on here. So here's Triple Creek Ranch Octagonal Barn. So let's say you're driving in this area, and then you just click on these little dots and they show you people that this looks like Joe's been the only one that's posted photos here, but you can even here it is, add an image. And I think it would be fun. I haven't taken the time yet um, to participate in that, but I think it'd be neat to do. So what do we got up here? We're gonna go to Denali. So Stony Hill Scenic Overlook. or northern terminus of the Alaska Highway. McCarthy Lake. Here's Talkeetna. We were just up there. Denali Viewpoint. So this is just a fun way. It's like I know I'm going to Alaska, and then you just look and see what other people have done. And as you can see, there's a lot of images, and you just don't have as many on the free. Okay, so now we're going to try Location Scout. Location Scout is basically the same. And I'm just going to do boring and go Seattle. And we can go City of Seattle, even though Seattle Public Library, somebody spelled, well, unless settle is great. Seattle Great Wheel. But here you got 76 spots. So you click on that. And so let's say you just want to walk around Seattle and see what there is. Well, here's a bunch of ideas. That is not Myrtle Edwards Park, but I don't, looks more like Edmonds. But it can give you ideas for where you want to go and what you might want to see.
So is it just photos that these websites show you? Or
Yes.
okay.
Oh, here's let me go back to here's there. If you can see Mount Rainier, Mount Baker, Mount Rainier National Park. Let's do Baker. So here's some different, this is, Shuckson, but it's up by Baker and Picture Lake. But there's Baker and more Shuckson. So anyway, it's just a one tool for you to use to go. It's like I have no idea if there's anything to see wherever I'm going. I have not learned to use Google Earth yet, how a lot of photographers really use, but I think it's a wonderful tool, what I have done. So here's La Push, one of my favorite places on Earth. And you can see, I highly recommend you come stay down here, one of these cabins if you can, but camping right down here is just amazing. You just walk right here and you're on the beach. So you can see how the marina is set up, how James Island is.
Where is this?
This is La Push. This is out on, I should have started back. Sorry. This is out on our coast.
Oh, the
So
Olympic Peninsula?
Yeah,
West
here's
of
Olympic.
Forks.
Yeah, Forks is here, and then yeah,
Okay. I
depending
want
which way.
that whole area. Okay.
Nia
It's-
Bay. Go to Nia Bay.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
beautiful out there. It's a long way out there, but it's beautiful, especially on a clear day when you can see the island out there, which is not letting me
It might take a
not
minute.
coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
maps are just your friend, and you can kind of see how far things are before you actually move into like doing maps.google.com, which I love doing. And then you can, as we'll see shortly, but you're just like, how long is it going to take me to get from Seattle to Palouse Falls? And then from Palouse to Colfax, if you're heading out to the Palouse region. And having all of that right in front of you, and then you could see how to get to Steens Mountain and all the different ways to get to the Steens or to get to Leslie Gulch, and but you don't want to just fly by the seat of your pants when you're doing that, and that might be pretty silly to say, but I know some people do. So do not be afraid of AI. I know as photographers, we're pretty like, oh my goodness, AI is taking our jobs. And but AI can be absolutely phenomenal. And I've been using it to plan some of my adventures recently. So here I'm just in Gemini, and my prompt was list the top 10 iconic places to photograph in Fairbanks in honor of Amy. Include locations and example photos taken there. And so I actually did the Gemini has two different settings. They have a fast setting, which will just spit out information. They'll think a little more and pull a little more from different areas. So
It
here,
sounds like it's basically like Chat GPT.
it's exactly like ChatGPT.
Okay.
I happen to like Gemini better. It seems to pull more accurate information
Okay.
than ChatGPT
Well, because
sometimes.
Gemini is
Not that,
Google, right?
yeah, Gemini's
That's
Google.
why. So it's using
Yeah,
Google.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But you can use any AI platform that you're comfortable with doing. So here it gives us the top 10 iconic places to photograph. The Chena Hot Springs, the museum, Pioneer Park, Old Clearly Summit, the Antler Arch, Santa Claus House at the North Pole, the Pipeline Viewpoint, uh, Creamer's Field Migratory Waterfowl Refuge, and so forth. So this is just a great way to start. And it's like, oh, well, I want more. So say now do what are the, see even my next prompt. Oh, I did another prompt for us to prepare. But you can make it go further. Go give me 10 more. What are the 10 most searched for photographs from Fairbanks? So you just ask specific if you're looking to get an iconic shot and then go from there. Here's another prompt I did. What are the top 20 places to visit and photograph in Zion National Park? I've never been to Zion, on my list. And here it goes through iconic and accessible views, Main Canyon floor, the locations. Here, description of why and what is the iconic shot that people, photographers go and get while they're there. So wonderful way to start because I'm all about chasing it's many of my adventures. I'm like, I want to get that photograph, right? I love that photograph. I want to go get it for myself. So that might drive me to go to a location, but then from there, I get my own stuff done. I go, I move down the way, I do a different angle, or just get that shot and move on. Uh, but often those iconic shots that we see everywhere will drive my location where you go. So, oh, here it even has the hiking experiences for you, tunnel roads. Should save this and come back to it. So, any questions about using AI just as a helpful tool to point out places you maybe have never heard of before?
Definitely do more research because like Castor is beautiful, but I don't even know it keeps changing, melting and changing. So you want to make sure that it's actually accessible, like things like that. You always got to like double check things. Like you said, go to the BLM. It's on BLM land, so go to the BLM and make sure that it's accessible.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. John and I, when we were up in Anchorage, we saw a map, or so we got a map at the airport. This is the welcome to Anchorage map that you pick up right there, the trifold thing or whatever. So we got it. And I'm like, and we'd done some planning, but I wanted to see what they recommended. There was this little road, this little loop road up north. And I'm like, I want to go there. That looks cool. Let's do it. So we looked on our Google Maps and it's like, okay, let's go. We get up there and we find out, no, it's more of a trail. It's actually called a trail. We had rented a Jeep truck, and so we were okay. But the rivers were partially or all frozen. So we're driving over frozen rivers. I would never have done this alone, but because John was with me. And we just kept going until we ran into the biggest river that we're like, and there was no more tracks on the other side. And we're like, oh, we're out. Let's turn
Yeah.
around and went all the way back home. But it was like, this is Anchorage. This is on your welcome to Anchorage
That's
airport
crazy.
map. And it doesn't even exist. The road doesn't exist. So, yes. double check and
They
check.
recommend everyone go to Murphy Dome in the middle of winter, and I'm just like, that is an ice rink that's like this. And I know people do it, but like I won't even do it. And I've spent like 6 months up there. Like I won't do it because it's like it's dangerous. It's crazy, and it is it's crazy what visitors guides recommend as a place to go. And I'm just like,
Oh, that's
why?
funny.
I
Yeah.
don't like it's crazy. I people go up Murphy Dome all the time and they survive, but I've also seen cars on their side and on their like upside down on the side of the road there. So
Oh
no,
my
that's okay.
goodness.
Lisa,
Yeah. Oh, that's
Lisa,
crazy. And we've been up there in February and but
Yeah,
it was
well,
not a problem at that day. So
yeah, well.
yes, was that Miss Diane?
I was just going to say, and I'm sorry I interrupted.
Oh
Uh,
no, no.
I was just going to say I'm on Gemini, and I don't know, is it called? It's not called Googling anymore, right? But anyway, I had it search for the top 10 places for me to photograph in Southwest Washington because
Nice.
that's where I live. Some of these places I've already been to. One of them I basically live at. The Cape Horn Lookout.
Yeah.
The trail goes right by our house.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. But anyway, I also asked Gemini because ChatGPT does this for me. I asked it to create a calendar for me of when I could visit these places. And it did. It listed all of them with the actual day of the week and the date. I don't know how in the world it goes down to the one day, but because Chat GPT did it for me, and like the Palouse, it said I think spring and fall. It just gave me like seasons.
Hmm.
Um, but this one narrowed it down to the day of the week and the date, which
That
I guess it's probably, if I were to go like a week later, it'd probably be fine as long as I check the weather, the weather apps and everything else. But um, it's
yeah.
kind of a great tool, it seems like, for scheduling out trips.
I like it. That's awesome. Yeah, just the prompts that you can do into AI to get the information you want is, yeah, a lot to learn. But such a great tool. So feel free. There's Planet Live. Oh, I was gonna go into photo pills real quick. Um, and I still need to learn more and more about photo pills, but photo pills is pretty amazing. So here's what oh, here, let me go back.
The one I use for Milky Way.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like. Little, the app. Woo, come on. There we go. So you can do all sorts of stuff. And the augmented reality. So it does have moon, sun, depth of field tables, sorry, I can't read and show you guys. Hyperfocal table. So night AR. So this is um artificial reality.
Yeah,
Um
augmented reality. It's
Augmented, thank you, augment. I knew that
awesome.
word was I don't know if you can see, but our Milky Way is not around. So um but this is one of the things that helped me when now I did more research about, so we'll go back to the Mount Rainier photo. So I'd done some research knowing when earlier in the season the Milky Way is more like this.
Are you one of those people who have
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh,
My bad. I was looking up a YouTube video about photo pills that I was going to put in the chat, and she started talking.
oh, okay. I was like,
It's a
oh,
really good tutorial if you're learning it.
oh, thank you. Yes. So I was up at, I knew I'd done research and I knew that the Milky Way was coming out. So later on in the year, the Milky Way goes more straight up, towards August and so forth. Earlier in the year, it's lower and it does that more that not quite rainbow, but it's down lower like this. Very non-technical terms I just shared with you. And but I'm up at Mount Rainier and I'm like, well, what time? What time? I'm at sunrise. And I'm like, sunrise parking lot, so not morning. but I used my augmented reality and I put my phone up in front of Mount Rainier, and then you turn it and you can see the Milky Way coming up. And it's so I'm like, okay, so what time do I need to be awake to photograph the Milky Way coming out the top of Mount Rainier? And it told me it started at, I don't know, 10:40 or something like that at night. And then it would be in that section for half an hour, whatever the time was. I don't remember exactly. And then it would start passing by. So great tool. So I knew exactly when to set my alarm to be awake, and when I knew I could go to sleep, and then I'd set my alarm for sunrise, knowing that the sun was going to hit. And I'd sleep in my Jeep most of the time, so it's kind of funny. Excuse me, I have like almost every time frame in set in my phone, especially when I'm doing Milky Way, or I know the auroras might be showing up that night, and then sunrise. And so I just keep getting up all night long. I usually have to come home to rest. But the other thing about, oops, wrong one, about photo pills that I love is, well, a couple things. They do things like meteor showers. So you click on that and it'll tell us when all the meteor showers of the year are, which is cool. And then here, this was super interesting to me, or helpful rather. There's what it's called spot stars. And again, I'm barely touching the surface. With this, you put in what lens you're using, what camera, what lens you're using, and then it will tell you how many seconds you can do a long exposure on your camera for the Milky Way to keep your stars still at a pinpoint. And I have my 14, so mine is still up here. That mine is, I usually do, and there's a 500 rule. I've never used the 500 rule. Sometimes it seems not right to me. And this shows me that it's less than 11 seconds. Technically, I usually do about 8 seconds because I think even at 11 seconds, they're just starting to smudge. So for pinpoint, I usually do about 8 seconds. But again, you just put in it, super cool tool, put in your lens and your camera, and it'll help you with uh, those details. And any questions? That was a whole lot of talking. Sorry. I guess I am supposed to talk. So we talked about Google, best places to photograph, where are the best waterfalls to photograph in Glacier National Park, do a top 10 list. And then if you guys can see, this picture is, the little map is kind of small. So I don't know. Can you guys see that picture? I wish it was bigger.
What picture?
Picture of what? Like on our screen?
Yeah, do you see this? Do you see this little map screen?
We're looking at Google Gemini.
Yeah. Does it say adventure locations, ideas, and brainstorming at the beginning?
No.
What are
I
you
think you have to
looking at?
switch tabs.
Oh my goodness. See, I practice all this and oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go back to my
It's learning curves.
Prizo.
You'll be an expert by the next one.
And the thing is, I had gotten to be an expert, and then I took a few months off, and then
Yep.
all right, hold on. So we're back to Gemini, right? You're looking at
Yes,
we're
at
tabs.
Gemini.
Yes.
I will say for photo pills too, if you're like using it out in the field, it is nice because it does the sunset, the sunrise, and the moonset, moonrise and stuff. It all has all that too.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice when you find one that does.
So if you're
a whole
planning
lot.
already, you don't have to jump to another app. You could just see all that on the app.
Yeah. Yeah. So here now you can see the screen, right? Photo pills, photo
Gemini.
hound, location spot. Okay. Sorry,
We're
No,
now
still,
you
we're still
I'm
looking
sorry.
at Kastner Glacier Ice Cave. Wasn't it control? Didn't he say control?
Yeah, I thought I did it. Um, how about now? Did it change?
Yes, it's
we'll
changing. Photo
changing
pills.
pages. Yes.
Okay. Can you see photo pills up at the
Yes.
top left?
Yes.
Okay. Forgot to hit share. Sorry, guys. Too fun. Okay. So here's Photo Pills, Photo Hound, Location Scout, Google Earth, Planet Live, and Planet Probe. Those are also AR and sun moon tracking. And I mean, you can get so detailed that you say, I am standing, you put your person, I'm gonna be on the beach at um, at this location, and then you could see where the sun is going to come up, where's noonday, where the sun is going to set, in which direction exactly from you, where the moon will come up, where the moon will set. So you can totally get really amazing details using these different apps and so forth. Okay, now can you see the little itty bitty picture down at the bottom?
Yes.
Uh,
I I love this. So this is just my Google Maps. Ooh, there we go. And I will go down. All right. So Oregon coast. You guys see that? Okay. Up
mhm.
here, you often maybe use it to go find a restaurant or something like that, or a
Mhm.
park. I love the tab that says attractions. And I'm going
Okay.
to click on that. And it took me out of that.
And you're using Google Maps now?
Yes, thank you for clarifying. Google Maps. And then here, there we go. See all those red dots? Those are all places of interest to go see. It's so weird to do this backwards. Um,
I brought it up on my laptop, and on your laptop, I think would it be under things to do?
yes. Yeah, it's still not as good as this app is because I did that today too to try to for this presentation for you guys, and it didn't quite do exactly what I wanted, but I've made lots of plans using just this app and going through and figuring out my time. Like some of my Oregon coast trips, it's like I know I can get from here to here and 10 stops in one day, and then I probably should sleep at some point, and then here to here. And uh, so I absolutely love this. Sorry. I wish I could figure out how to fix that. But I love doing attractions on Google Maps.
When you're
Yeah.
planning, do you do like an itinerary and then like save a bunch of locations? Because I'm
I
starting to think about, I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah, I have not started saving locations on my phone. I'm such a paper and pencil girl that I write everything down with going, it's this many miles, this long, and I'll show you guys here in a minute. But I've thought about making maps because I know you can. You can make a map and then you can do the saved locations for you. So make a list, make all your ideas. Is it wildlife you're looking for? Is it so back to my adorable uh creatures at the beginning? Those I put in Google, or I can't remember if I use Gemini or not, but just which is Google. Put in where to find wildlife in Anchorage, and they said you're gonna find these guys. Oh my goodness, blanking on what they are. Sheep. And
Bighorn sheep?
Yeah, they have a special name. They're not doll. They're something else, unless they are doll. But anyway, but they said exactly this road at this location, look up, pull over, look for a pull out, and look over and look up. And they're usually on this cliff, on this hillside. Sure enough, there they were.
Huh.
So I love being able to search for that. They were like, I'm like, I want to see moose. Where are moose usually located? And they're like, they're usually here, here, and here. We didn't see it at this place, but we did see it in this place. And yeah, love using those tips than just running around blindly trying to find what you're looking for.
Is that still on Google Maps that you were just talking about? Using that?
No, for wildlife, no. Wildlife was definitely Google or Gemini
Oh, okay.
asking for them. Yeah, I don't think you'd ever find wildlife on Google Maps. But
Okay.
good question. Thank you for asking for that clarification.
Thank you.
Uh we already talked about looking for fog and mist, but it's, what are you looking for? And not being afraid of those sunny clear skies, because you're going to have filters now, so you'll be able to shoot and whatever. And but if you don't, and you know that you can take a nap during that time because the sky's too bright and everything's washed out, and or you go have a lovely lunch somewhere. Rainy conditions are fascinating. I love the rain, especially in the fall, but the saturated colors, and tip for saturated colors in the rain is a circular polarizer. It it is a game changer when you take photographs when it's wet, and especially those fall colors. It's like wow. And it can turn the sky a little bit bluer. And but you guys all know about the different types of weather, but depending what you're looking for, but those weather planners can help you go search for those. We talked about the moon, that the moon doesn't, not just the new moon. You don't need just a crescent moon, or you want that full moon coming up behind. But you can, let's say you want the full moon coming up behind Mount Baker. Well, with some research, you can figure it out. And using some of those apps, you can figure out what time of year that full moon will be coming up. But it is a little bit of work. But if that's the shot you want to get, then you can do it. I talked about blue hour already. Do not miss blue hour. Love blue hour. And then, of course, golden hour, sunrise, golden hour, sunset. Morning light is often just peaceful and calm and more neutral, even. And again, if you don't like midday light, though, I wouldn't even, don't be afraid of midday light. A great opportunity for black and white. So, because you have the stark white and you can bring in that stark black. So it can be a great opportunity.
High
Um,
key shots.
high key shots. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Like behind you. Those aren't too drastic, but they
No,
are
those
beautiful.
those aren't high key, but
Yeah, they're beautiful though.
thank you.
So timing is everything. And planning, again, this is all about planning, right? So if you know you want to be at um, Little Tipsu Lake in front of Mount Rainier for the sunrise, for the alpenglow to come across Mount Rainier, well, you have to look, right? So sunrise is at 7:40. Well, how long does it take me to get from home off my boat and drive all the way to Little Tipsu? And so, okay, now we're back in that time up. And then you want, because at Little Tipsu, you have to hike. So you don't just pop out of your car and stand there. Now you can do that for Tipsu, but if you want to do Little Tipsu, which is up above it, then there's a little bit of hike to do, a walk, and then you can go up the hill a little bit too. Highly recommend it. Absolutely gorgeous. But then make sure you allow another half an hour in that. So what time are you going to set your alarm? What time do you have to be in your car? Especially if you need to stop for coffee. Make sure you add that into your travel time, parking, where you're going, if you need to walk, and then add that buffer in. So again, planning. It's like you can't just half do that. You have to make a decision. You have to make a plan to get, otherwise you will not get that photograph that you want. Yeah, using maps for primary and alternatives. Sometimes we have crazy road work going on. So make sure you have a second idea, identify gas stations, restrooms, food options along the way. Sometimes this is not just a 1 day, right? We're talking about now you're going on a 3 day adventure. You have each night accommodation planned out and reserved. How often you're going to have to stop for gas. Do you need a pass? Do you need a parking pass for, Oregon State has their own state park pass. Washington State has their own state park pass. National parks have their own national park pass. So know which ones you need to go on your adventures. Research, verify, we talked about. Sometimes they're not right. Verify again. Estimate your timing. A big recommendation, especially us girls, if we're traveling solo, be sure to share your itinerary with someone, your significant other, your bestie, whoever. Share your itinerary with them, especially if there's some really cool online. Did I write where it is? Oh, I can't remember if I wrote it down, but you can go online and find out where your cell phone coverage is and isn't. So if you're going to be going out of cell phone range, you might want to make a note of that and let your SO know that you're going to be unreachable at this time. The other thing is to maybe share your service or your location. So cell phones are amazing. So I know when I go off-roading, I'll share my location with my husband, and my phone also has GPS, satellite, which I absolutely love that the newer ones have satellite. So I can actually text him even if I don't have cell service. Now, I might look like this for a while and looking at the app or not the app, but the
Looking
phone,
for
and
the
it says,
satellite.
turn this way, follow the satellite. It'll be 4 minutes before the satellite comes back around. But fabulous if you don't have a small portable GPS system, which before my phone got that satellite system, I went on, when I went to Leslie Gulch, because it was such an epic, huge trip. I was going way out into nowhere. I borrowed a friend's Garmin for that specific trip because I knew I was going to be really far out of service. So safety, 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 super, super important.
You had the website, the coveragemaps.com. Is that very accurate?
Um,
I was on the page before. To the left.
oh, that's the one I just looked at. Um,
Do you
yeah,
use that and do you find it accurate?
I have not used it. I just found it
Okay.
today, actually. So, but there's some like for your specific phone. So if you're AT&T, you can go and find just AT&T coverage. If you're Xfinity, you can find Xfinity's coverage and so forth. So I would probably lean towards using your individual carrier's maps than just because I believe coveragemap.com, I forgot the M, is user people put in information themselves too. So it's
Like
kind of
Gas Buddy.
crowdsourced.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, like Gas Buddy or Waze.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
People put input in it to help with that. So Good question. Not gonna, we already talked about that, but it's getting ready before you go, having everything so you don't forget what you want to do. Thinking about compositions before you go. I often, I mean, most of us, since we are photographers, most of us are pretty visual, right? So I will picture, uh, what I might want to capture before I get there. I'll even write it down. I don't know how many times I've then, if I haven't really written it down and put it to memory, I will walk away, drive away, get 30 minutes away from a place that I just photographed and go, I forgot to get this image. There was an image I really wanted to get. And then I was so overwhelmed with everything going on. It was so awesome that I got some stuff and left and then going, oh man. And you're just too far. It's like, I'm going to have to get that the next time I come through, which might be years. So being able to think about your compositions, write them down, look at other people's images online. If you're going to a super iconic place, what do you see? What do you like about their images? What might you want to try to capture yourself? Well, all of our composition principles, right? Leading lines, having foreground interest, our framing, because we don't want to just get there and throw up our camera and start taking photos, right? We want to be slowed down enough that we purposefully make our images. So if you're looking at color harmony, yellows and blues, if you want to embrace negative space and just have one small thing in your image, or looking at symmetry and patterns. And if you want to know more composition information, if that's kind of new to you, on my YouTube channel, I do have one of these teachings, and it's all composition. I think I have 30, I think I go through about 30 different types of composition. If you're like, I'm done doing the rule of thirds or breaking the rule of thirds, I'm done doing leading lines. I don't, I need some new inspiration. I go through a lot of different ideas for composition on that. And when you get to these grand vistas, don't forget the up close. Don't forget the details. Get lower. Look at the droplets on the spider web. Look at the flowers that are, starting to lose their petals, or I think you guys know that. It's like, don't forget the little tiny awesome details that can make absolutely gorgeous images when you're just being so focused on capturing the big grand epicness out there. I really want to encourage you to remember to leave no trace. I just have to say that important to me. Wherever you go, make sure we're not destroying anything. With doing it for the gram is so important, so crazy that a lot of places we go are just absolutely getting destroyed. So we want to make sure we're not participating in that destruction of these beautiful locations. If you can, try to go somewhere else. Or if everybody photographs from this one place and the land, everything is destroyed, how about you go down a little ways, find a new composition, and it's not going to be on Facebook or on Instagram because you've created it yourself and you've moved away from where everyone else has made that same image. What I do love is notes and reflections as you're going through. I keep pull this out. It's in here. I have a whole stack of these journals, and I'm going to tell you, I've also changed from this just recently. But I have these journals and I go through and I make notes of where I want to go. So this is for France. Sorry. I'm gonna do switch to Central Oregon. So here's a bunch of my notes for Central Oregon when I went on a big epic trip. And there's, hey, Lost Lake. That's where I met you, Amy. um, so you can see what a mess this is, and me trying to keep track and then making notes of what happened while I was there, and each day where I was gonna go, and then also doing the things like this for sunrise, sunset, moonrise, moonset. And I have terrible handwriting, and I know that. But that's what these have become my journals. And again, I'll show you in a minute what I am
There's
switching to.
probably an app for that too, isn't there? I wonder
Oh,
if does anybody know?
I don't know, but I will show you what I just created. So
You
and
just pick up your phone and talk into your phone or something.
I'm like Lisa. I like pen and paper, but what if you're like not in reception? I don't know, like
Yeah.
what you would want to do. Um, so yeah, let me finish that and I'll show you this. So notes and reflections. So what surprised me? What worked well? What would I do different? It's like, I don't want to come back here. This was gross. There's too many people, or it was dirty, or whatever reason, that there was just no composition there. It was like there was nothing. There was no foreground. There was nothing exciting. The other things you can think about and again write down is technical observations. Did you have challenges with exposures or your focus? It's like, should you maybe have focus stacked that to get the image you really wanted to create instead of just doing a single image? Did you have a favorite moment? What surprised you going, oh my goodness, I had no idea that was going to be there. And now I'm just absolutely giddy. Or maybe just a rainbow showed up and you were just stoked that you could add that into your image. Another point, rainbows, circular polarizer. It's a must. And it's really hard to capture a beautiful rainbow without a polarizer. It can be done, but it's not as great. You have to do a lot of post. So when you're done, you get home. I fully encourage you to immediately back up your images, your card. And then if you can get 2 copies of your images, I mean, you just spent a day, you just spent 3 days, you just spent a week, you just spent 2 weeks capturing these images. You don't want to just hope that they don't get deleted somewhere. So come up with an idea. And this is my amazing Johnny, that he's a tech guy, so he knows how important my images are. So I have an external hard drive, everything goes on. That's mirrored even. And then I actually had to get another one because I filled up the first one. And then also a lot of super important ones are in the cloud. So yes, it might be overkill, but these are images that are really, really important to me. And a lot of those are even family photos that I don't want to lose. I want to keep them. Don't clear your card. Don't clear your card until you know your images are safe. Make sure I'll sometimes not even clear my card until I've edited, even though I have them saved in multiple places. Sometimes I'm just so freaked out I don't want to lose them. So I'll even wait for that.
I know probably most cameras aren't set up this way, but I have a Canon R6 and it's got the dual card slot.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to buy, and I will be buying other cameras in the future, but the dual card slot thing, that's another way I'm backing up. Now, granted, they're all going to just be raw files. If something happens, at least I've got my raw files and I'd have to start over with editing. But when I fill up, I only reformat card slot number, I think it's card slot number 1, and card slot number 2 just keeps building up all my raw files. And then once I fill up that card, I take it out and put a little label on it for the dates, and then stick it in my my gun safe. And
Oh, awesome. And then you buy new cards.
yeah, and but my one card slot, my one card that I put in the first card slot, I just keep reformatting that one, and just keep reusing it.
Are they both SD? Because I think mine's like a large one and then a small one. I can't remember the large one's name.
Yes, I use SD. Both slots are SD.
Oh, I have an R5, but my old Canon, well, my other one, it had the large one. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what the
two
name of
different
it.
sizes. It took 2 different size cards.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe my
Oh,
R5 has
interesting.
the SD, but I don't. What I do when I'm out, like when I'm out and about, like multiple nights, I have like 8 cards. And so every night I actually switch the card just in case something happens. But I've never thought about using both slots. I have to look at my R5. I don't even know if it has a second slot. I have a Canon R5. You have an
Yeah,
R8?
not all the canons do, because I've looked at some others and they don't. I think it's genius personally, because that's just the way my brain thinks I need to work, because I always want to make sure I have those, because that's the original file.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of wedding photographers do that.
Oh,
Because I was a second shooter at a wedding and she gave me 2 cards.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'll have to look at my R5. That's interesting. Okay.
that's
I
awesome.
didn't think about that.
Yeah. Then when you go through, find your favorites and start marking them. However, that hygiene, I started calling it photography hygiene, and going ahead and deleting off of out of my my folders the stuff I am not keeping. uh Really good organization. I won't go into that right now, but I found through trial and error, when I first did not have good camera hygiene, image hygiene, that I was losing stuff, and it's like, wait, where did I save that? And oh, I can't find that, and it was a mess. And it didn't take me long to figure out I need a system, a much better system, so you can always find the images that you're hoping to find. Favorite shots, editing and approach, how was your white balance? I do keep auto white balance. I do not change my white balance in the field because I just don't want to think about that. I don't, and because I know I can change that in Lightroom. That is so easy to do in Lightroom. So I do auto white balance. But maybe so when you go to edit, it's like, oh, I wanted to warm up that image just a tad, because it was sunset, or it was so cold, it was -10, so I cooled the image down from what my camera captured, to show how cold it was. Did you do anything creative, black and white? Did you do panorama? Did you do HDRs and then try the blending? And so as you go through your adventures, you might start doing other things. And like, I used to never focus stack. That wasn't something I did. I didn't think I could. I was scared. But then I learned how to focus stack, and now it's like it's no big deal. Editing on focus stacking happens like that. Super easy, and images are just all the better for that. One shot wonders, perfectly good too. So just completely up to you as a photographer. You might want to go through what's worthy for print. What is worthy to go into Diane's new shop that she's selling? What
Etsy store.
Etsy, thank you. Whoops. Uh how about the contest submissions? There's a lot of contests out there. There's a lot of types of magazines. I should put a whole list together of those that you can, enter images, get feedback, what goes into your own portfolio, and maybe think more about other learning opportunities going, oh, I tried this and I did not get it. I thought I got it, but I need to now focus, go back, find some YouTubes, find a workshop, find a buddy to talk and go, look, I was trying this technique, and it just didn't quite work out. What am I doing wrong? Then, or do you want to go back to the same location or not? It's like, I don't ever need to go back here. Oh, I want to come back here in spring. I want to get a spring photo. I want to get a summer photo, a fall photo, and a winter photo. It's just, I want to capture every season here. Uh, the water wasn't flowing because it's been really dry. So maybe I want to go back at a different time of year to actually capture that water. And then just document, keep notes for yourself of what you like, and then tell your friends, I absolutely love this place. Go. I hope you go and enjoy, and give them all the tips that the things you learned while out there. It's like that's sharing that, all those things with other photographers is just a gift. So great photographs don't happen by accident. They're the result of preparation, meeting, um, they're the result of preparation, meeting opportunity, and then thoughtful refinement and post-processing. But remember, perfection is not the goal, growth is. Each outing teaches us something different. Maybe it teaches us about light, about composition, our equipment. It's like, I need this, to help me out. Or the growth is yourself. Maybe you had more confidence to go to a location you've always wanted to go to, and you just did it. You did it on your own, or you grabbed your, a friend, and you guys went together. But embrace the learning process, and our success without dwelling on missed opportunities. And see, sorry about that. My all you guys' faces are in the middle of my quote. I have to move you over. So celebrate our successes without dwelling on our missed opportunities. And our landscape will still be there tomorrow. Those ones I'm like, I missed that. It's like, I'm just going to have to go back. And so we're just going to become better photographers every time we go back and we go and return. And so keep exploring, keep practicing, and just keep finding the joy in our creative journey.